All right, let's dive into Ayurveda today.
Sounds good.
Looks like we've got a mini quiz from the spiritual seat to guide us.
Yeah, they always have such interesting stuff on their site. Those little mini tests are fun.
Right, they get you thinking.
Yeah.
And their full tests are really in-depth, too, if you want to go deeper on a topic. But for today, this mini quiz is a good starting point. So we'll go through each question.
Yeah.
Not just to get the answers right, but to, really explore the ideas behind them.
Definitely.
So even if you ace this quiz, I guarantee there are some aha moments waiting for us.
Oh, I think you're right. It's one thing to answer a multiple choice question, but it's a whole other level to really connect the dots and see the bigger picture.
Exactly. Okay, so question 1 asks, what does the term Ayurveda translate to?
Okay.
And our options are art of healing, knowledge of life, or science of medicine.
Well, the quiz points us towards knowledge of life. And that's spot on when you think about the Sanskrit roots.
Right.
It comes from is, meaning life, and Veda, meaning knowledge or science. So it's deeper than just medicine, right? It's really a whole philosophy of living well and in harmony with nature.
Yeah, it's not just about, living a long time,
Right.
but living well.
Exactly. Quality over quantity.
I like that. Okay, question 2 gets right to the core of Ayurveda.
Okay.
It asks, which dosha governs movement, including breathing, circulation, and nerve impulses? And our choices are Kapha, Vata, or Pitta.
So the answer here is Vata, and this is where things get really fascinating. You've got these 3 fundamental energies in Ayurveda called doshas: Vata, Pitta, and Kapha.
It's like almost the forces of nature, right?
Yeah, exactly. Wind, fire, and earth. And they're constantly interacting within us.
To create our unique blueprint.
Exactly. So Vata, like the wind, that's the energy of movement, all those subtle processes in the body, your breath, your nerve impulses, even our thoughts. Pitta is like fire, the energy of transformation, governing things like metabolism and digestion. And then you've got Kapha, like the earth, it's grounding, providing stability, structure, and lubrication. And they all work together.
So we all have all 3,
Yes,
but in different proportions.
exactly, which leads us perfectly into question 3.
Okay.
It asks, what does the term prakriti refer to in Ayurveda?
Yeah.
And this is all about your individual constitution, your specific balance of the doshas.
So it's like your Ayurvedic fingerprint.
Right. And it shapes everything from your physical characteristics to your personality,
Oh, wow.
even your tendencies and how you respond to things. And this is why personalized advice is so important in Ayurveda.
Right. Because what might work for one person could totally throw someone else off balance.
Precisely. It's not one size fits all. You've got to know your prakriti to make choices that truly support your well-being.
I love that.
Yeah.
Now, question 4 delves into a concept that I think a lot of people have misconceptions about. It says, what is the concept in Ayurveda that suggests one's actions affect their current state of health? We've got moksha, karma, or dharma.
The quiz points to karma, but it's not about punishment or reward the way some people think of it. In the Ayurvedic context, it's really about cause and effect.
Oh, yeah.
Just recognizing that our choices, what we eat, how we live, they have consequences for our well-being.
So it's more about taking responsibility for your actions.
Absolutely. It's empowering. It means we have the power to create positive change.
Instead of feeling like, oh, this is just happening to me.
Exactly. You're not a victim of circumstance. You have agency. Okay, question 5 takes us into mythology for a moment.
Okay.
It asks, who is the Hindu deity revered as the divine originator of Ayurveda? Our options are Brahma, Dhanvantari, or Shiva.
Ooh, okay.
So the answer here is Dhanvantari. He's the god of medicine and healing in Hindu mythology.
Interesting.
And there's this great story about him emerging from the churning of the cosmic ocean, holding the pot of Amrita, the nectar of immortality.
Oh, wow.
So you can see how health and healing were deeply revered.
Yeah, it's not just a practical system. It's woven into their whole culture and spirituality.
Exactly. And speaking of ancient wisdom meeting modern science.
You're reading my mind.
Yeah.
Question 6 asks, what active compound in turmeric is known for its anti-inflammatory properties? Is it gingerol, curcumin, or piperine?
It's curcumin. It's what gives turmeric that bright yellow color, and it's been studied extensively for its health benefits.
Right, and turmeric is huge in Ayurveda.
It is. It's a classic example of Ayurveda using natural substances for healing, and modern science is backing that up. Curcumin actually inhibits inflammatory pathways in the body, so it's a powerful ally for overall well-being.
Wow. Okay, so we've zipped through all 6 questions from the Spiritual Seek's Ayurveda quiz.
We did. And like you said, there's so much more to unpack here than just the right answers.
Definitely, we've just scratched the surface. But it's a great starting point.
It is. It gives us a framework.
Yeah,
And in the next part of our deep dive, we can really delve deeper into these concepts.
I'm excited.
Me too. And explore how we can actually apply this ancient wisdom to our modern lives.
That's what I'm looking forward to.
Yes. Because it's not just theory, it's practical, actionable knowledge.
Exactly. So stay tuned, everyone. We'll be back with more on Ayurveda and how to bring more balance into your life.
See you soon. Welcome back to our Ayurveda deep dive.
It's amazing how much there is to learn, even from just those 6 questions from the Spiritual Seek.
Right. Each one is like a little seed, and when you water it, this whole world opens up.
Totally.
Yeah.
So now I'm curious, how do we actually use this knowledge? Like we talked about doshas.
Yeah.
But how can knowing my dominant dosha help me make better choices in my life, for my well-being?
That's the key, isn't it? It's not about just knowing the words, but putting them into action. And each dosha has its qualities.
Right. Vata is light, dry, mobile. Pitta is fiery, intense. Kapha is grounded, stable. But how does that translate to practical stuff?
Okay, let's say someone figures out they're mostly Vata. Vata is all about movement and air, so when it's out of balance, you might see things like anxiety, dryness, digestive issues.
Like bloating, gas, that kind of thing.
Exactly. That dryness, that irregularity.
Manifesting both physically and mentally.
Yes. So to bring Vata back into balance, you need routine grounding, warm foods, regular meals, consistent sleep.
Ah, so you're creating stability to counteract that airiness.
Precisely. Now, Pitta, remember, it's like fire, sharp, intense. When it's balanced, Pittas are natural leaders, but out of balance, that fire can turn into anger, inflammation.
Skin problems even.
You got it. So for Pitta, it's all about cooling, calming, avoiding spicy foods, staying hydrated.
Activities that are calming too, I bet.
Yes. Swimming, being in nature, anything that helps pacify that heat.
It's so cool how it's all tailored to each dosha.
Right. It's not generic advice. Now, Kapha, that's the energy of stability structure.
But when it's out of whack.
That stability can become sluggishness, even weight gain. They might get congested, lethargic, have trouble letting go of things literally A&D emotionally.
Wow, that's fascinating. So what do kapha types need?
Stimulation, variety, invigorating exercise, lighter foods, new experiences.
To get that energy moving.
Exactly. Now, of course, most of us aren't just one dosha.
Right, we're a mix.
But knowing your dominant one gives you clues. What your tendencies are, what throws you off.
Like a roadmap almost.
Yes. And this is where that karma concept comes in.
Oh, right. About our choices affecting our health.
It's not about blame, but understanding. Ayurveda says we have the power to change through our choices.
So powerful. Moving from victim to empowered.
Exactly. And this goes beyond just physical health, right? Ayurveda says our mind, body, spirit, it's all connected.
Finding balance across all those dimensions.
And that's where Ayurveda's tools come in diet, lifestyle, herbs.
That's what I want to hear about. More of the practical stuff.
Yeah.
That sounds like the perfect segue into the next part of our deep dive.
It does. We'll get into the specifics, how to use those tools to cultivate real well-being. Stay tuned.
Welcome back. Now it's time for the good stuff, the practical side of Ayurveda. We've laid the groundwork with the Spiritual Seek's quiz.
Yeah, those questions were really thought-provoking.
They were. So now I'm ready to hear about the actual tools and techniques. Like, how do people actually use this wisdom to find balance in their lives?
That's what's so amazing about Ayurveda. It's not a one-size-fits-all thing.
Right.
It really honors the fact that we're all unique, so it draws from this whole toolbox of approaches.
Oh, okay.
Diet, lifestyle, herbs, massage, yoga, meditation.
Wow. It's like a whole system.
It is, and it's tailored to the individual, their prakriti, what imbalances they're dealing with.
So it's personalized.
Very much so. Let's start with diet, because food is huge E in Ayurveda.
Okay.
They see food as medicine, basically.
Oh, interesting.
They believe what you eat has a huge impact on your body and mind.
Right.
And it's not just about calories or vitamins, it's the energy of the food, how it interacts with your doshas.
So like we were saying before, warm foods for Vata, cool foods for Pitta.
Exactly. Someone with a Vata imbalance might need those warming spices, ginger, cinnamon, while a Pitta person might crave cucumber, cilantro, those cooling foods.
Makes sense. It's using food in a really targeted way.
Right. And then lifestyle is another big piece.
Okay. What kinds of things are we talking about there?
Ayurveda is all about aligning with natural rhythms. waking up and going to bed at regular times.
Ah, routine.
Yes, eating on a schedule, making time for exercise, relaxation.
So creating that regularity can actually improve well-being.
Absolutely. Think about a Vata person who tends to be all over the place.
Right, that
The
airiness.
structure is grounding for them, gentle yoga, that kind of thing. Pitta, on the other hand, they got to prioritize stress management.
Avoid burning out, I bet.
Yeah, they need to cool down, so maybe swimming, nature walks.
It's fascinating how different things work for each dosha.
It is. And then you've got herbal remedies.
Oh yeah, you mentioned those before.
Herbs are central to Ayurveda, used for centuries to balance things out, support health.
Like turmeric,
You.
with all those anti-inflammatory properties.
Turmeric's the classic example. Great for calming pitta, reducing inflammation in general. You've also got ashwagandha, which is calming, helps your body adapt to stress. Triphala, a blend of 3 fruits, good for digestion, detoxing. Brahmi, which can boost brain power.
It's amazing how much wisdom there is in these plants.
It is. And then there's massage. Ayurvedic massage is a whole experience.
What's different about it?
It's called abhyanga.
Ah.
It's not just about relaxing your muscles.
Oh.
They use warm herbal oils specific to your dosha,
Oh, cool.
like sesame oil for vata, coconut for pitta, mustard for kapha, and it nourishes the tissues, calms the nervous system.
So it's working on like multiple levels at once.
Exactly. And then, of course, you have yoga and meditation,
Right.
essential for balance in Ayurveda's view, connecting mind, body, spirit.
Because it's all connected, right?
Yes. Yoga helps you cultivate awareness, reduce stress.
And meditation too.
Exactly. It's this holistic system addressing all aspects of you.
It's really beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's personalized.
That's key. It's not about being perfect. It's about finding what works for you.
Making small changes, trying things out.
Exactly. So big thanks to the Spiritual Seek for that mini quiz.
Yeah, it was the perfect jumping off point.
Their stuff is always so insightful. They have a full Ayurveda test if anyone wants to dive deeper, plus all sorts of other quizzes.
To help you learn more about yourself.
Yes. So as we wrap up, I'd like to leave you with a question.
Okay.
What's one small step you can take today to bring a little more Ayurveda into your life?
That's a great question. Maybe it's trying a new spice in your dinner.
Or taking 5 minutes to just breathe deeply.
Creating a calming bedtime routine.
Anything that resonates with you. Every little bit counts.
I love that. Well, thanks for joining us on this deep dive into Ayurveda.
It's been a pleasure.
We hope you've learned something new and feel inspired to explore this amazing system for yourself.
To find more balance, more well-being.
Exactly. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring.
Take care.